So there's this concept I'm going to be talking about called multiplicities, and the whole foundation behind this is, in a nutshell, when you have what are called polynomial factors, okay, polynomial or rational even equations, um, functions, the factors you're going to look at and basically see if it's even, which will stay, and odd, which it will change. That's the way I think about it overall. So what I mean behind this is the basic idea of a graph. If you have like y equals x squared, well, we know it's going to just bounce off the x-axis. In fact, every even power would do that. An odd power like y equals x would cross the x-axis. Y equals x cubed would cross the x-axis. So even stays, odd changes. Now, how does this apply? Well, when you get to a derivative, you're eventually going to have to do a number line. And so let's say you're given a derivative, for instance, like let's say f prime of x was equal to something like x squared x minus 2 times x plus 3. So one way to do this is you set up a number line and you start to see like a kind of a sign chart for each factor. So you plug in numbers before and after, like x equals 4, like x equals 1, x equals -1, and x equals -4. And if you do that, here we go, plug in a 4. So 4 squared is positive, 4 minus 2 is positive, 4 plus 3 is positive, positive times a positive times a positive. Now let's plug in a 1. 1 squared is positive, 1 minus 2 is negative, 1 plus 3 is positive, positive, negative is negative. Plug in a -1. -1 squared is positive. -1 minus 2 is negative. -1 plus 3 is positive. Positive, negative will multiply to a negative. And then plug in a -4. So squared is positive, negative, positive, negative will give you a positive. I won't do it that way though. And you might even see them, depending, who you're watching, do a bunch of like little sign charts to try and get to the answer overall, which gets a little bit tedious. So you might see something like this that I'm writing up here, where it's just like it's a lot of work overall to get there. Okay, here's how I do it, and I didn't come up with this. I learned this from a professor at UF. I'm just going to plug in one time, x equals 4. I'll get positive. And then I don't plug in anymore. Just look at the factors. It's all going to be factors to do this. That's odd. So just like a line, I know it's going to cross the x-axis. 0 is even. Like a parabola, it's going to just bounce and stay on the same side. So if it's negative, it stays negative. -3 is odd. It's going to cross back over. That's how you work with factors. So you're going to hear me talk about multiplicities when dealing with graphing concepts, and this video is meant to serve as a foundation of what I'm doing for multiplicities. Even powers will stay, odd powers will change or cross.